Good morning and welcome to TCA. My name is Chad Sloan and I'm a direct sales agent for Weinig and Holz-Her US. We're here local today live at Roy's Wood Products here in Lugoff, South Carolina. Great partner with Weinig and Holz-Her. If you don't know where Lugoff, South Carolina is on a map, find Columbia in South Carolina, go east, and check out the barbecue while you're there. Thanks for watching TCA.
Good morning and welcome to Roy's Wood Products. My name is Andy Turner. I'm the Vice President of Sales with Weinig Holz-Her USA, and I'm joined today with Russell Brazel from Roy's Wood Products. Russell, why don't you tell us a little bit about what happens here at Roy's Wood?
Well, we're a family-owned business. We started in my grandmother's garage before I was born back in the, I think probably in the 60s. And now we're a manufacturer of wood moldings, custom kitchen cabinet doors. We're starting this morning in the plant. This is what we manufacture, moldings. Why don't we come look at the guys rip some lumber?
Yeah, exactly. So we are in the manufacturing facility and Russell's going to take us around to show us what happens in here.
Come on. So, right here the guys are ripping 6/4 poplar. It's getting ready to be turned into probably a casing if I had to guess. I don't know exactly what we're ripping, but we're ripping multiple widths for different moldings that we're using a Weinig rip saw. Hey Mike. Hey, so what are you ripping? Are you ripping for a casing or what are you making here?
Yeah,
2,700 feet of a casing?
Yeah.
How many different sizes are you ripping today?
Just one at the moment.
Oh, you're just ripping one today, okay. A lot of times we'll pair off different widths to get the best yield, but today he's just ripping one casing, so we got some really wide poplar. It's turning out nice.
Looks like a Profi Rib 340 with rib mats on the front, is that right?
Yeah.
Very good.
We've had this, we bought this about 4 years ago from you guys.
Okay, very good, very good.
We can come over here and look at some of the moulders. We've got an Eagle, we've got a Power Mat, and we just bought, watch your step. We just bought a Hydromat 3000. And on the Hydromat, we predominantly run S4S. A lot of our profiles are running these two smaller machines.
So there's 3 molders here.
Yep.
Do you have more than these or is this the 3? Is this the only 3 molders that you have?
Well, we've got one more that we use for grooving epay, but.
So tell us a little bit about what happens on the, you said the Eagle is here. You have P1000 and then an H3000. So what's the mix? What happens here?
So we run anything from crown moldings to baseboards to wall panelings in a multitude of species. We run cypress, walnut, sapele, poplar, whatever the customer needs is what we make.
Nice, nice. And there's a lot going on in here I've noticed. You guys are really busy. What kind of volume are you doing out of this place?
We're probably, we're probably ripping up 50 to 60,000 board feet of lumber a week.
Wow, okay.
Some of it goes to the door shop for cabinet doors. Some of it goes to end users directly.
Okay.
Yeah, so why don't we have the guys give us a demonstration?
Absolutely.
They're going to run some S4S. This machine will run 200 feet a minute. This is a lot of horsepower. This one can get a lot of work done. This has increased our throughput for manufacturing S4S for the door shop tremendously. For our customers that buy square boards from us, whether it be a 1x3 or a 1x6, it could be going to a cabinet shop or it could be going to a building supply for resale.
Boy, that is moving.
Let's see, he's just getting it set up. Let's get it. We'll run a little production on it. So it looks like we're running red oak. It's probably for cabinet frame stock. Let's see what Taylor's got. Hey Taylor, are these cabinet door rails?
Yeah.
All right, you fixing to run them?
Yeah, I am.
All right, you got it at full speed?
I got it at 168 right now.
168? 168's fine, go ahead and run it. let's watch them work a little bit. Speed it up to 200 feet a minute just so you can see it, you know, full working capacity. This machine's producing excellent finish. Let's go look at some of it coming off the back.
Take a look at the finish.
You can see the real nice square edges are sharp. The edges are clean. We used to have a lot of trouble with grain pull, but with this Hydromat, we don't get that issue. It's like glass, you know. It's got good sharp corners.
Okay, well, so why don't we head to the warehouse? Let's go show us a little bit about what's going on at the warehouse?
Yeah, let's go look at some of the rest of the operations.
All right, guys, we have left the manufacturing floor and now we're in a little quieter space here in the warehouse. And what I wanted to do now was we're gonna see what happens here in the warehouse, but I was hoping that Russell might tell us a little more about the history of the company.
So yeah, after my grandfather came back from World War II, he started building cabinets for locals and doing some woodworking and working for different folks. He eventually started a cabinet shop that he referred to as Roy's Cabinet Shop. His name's Roy Brazel, and as he built his business, we just kind of kept adding on a building here and a building there. It all did start in my grandmother's garage. And she's 93 years old and she still lives in the house and she still has the garage.
This industry is really an entrepreneur kind of industry, right? People just start in their garage and then it turns into multiple buildings. And we've talked a little bit about, you know, some of the plans maybe you've got for the future and that sort of stuff. It really is it's a really neat story here in Lugoff, South Carolina.
Yeah, so Dad continued to grow the business as a cabinet shop through the 90s, and I came to work in 2000, and my brother Jody came back and joined us in 2003, and since then we sell hardwood flooring now. We sell stair treads and different types of moldings. Here's an order going out to a cabinet shop. It's some S4S maple and some crown molding, it looks like. We've added plywood. We literally started selling plywood with leftover plywood from our cabinet shop when we decided to sell our cabinet shop.
Wow.
And so now we buy several tractor trailers, probably 3 to 4 months, and just resell plywood to the industry, paired with S4S products. The maple and the oak and the poplar are biggest items. The different moldings that cabinet shops need, we sell all of the above. Also hardware and the doors, we're kind of a one-stop shop.
Oh, okay, wow. Well, why don't you show us a little bit about what we have in here?
Yeah, come on, we'll have a look.
And as we're talking, you know, as we're walking, we've talked a lot to shops as we've done some of these factory tours about, you know, last year, 2020 was an interesting year, right? None of us could have expected what would have happened, and also I don't think that our industry could have expected what the results were from last year. So,
Absolutely
So maybe
not.
tell us some about how, what did Roy's Wood, what was different about 2020 here at Roy's Wood, and what are you thinking is going to be different, or are you going to return to the way you were before, or just tell us a little bit about that whole part.
Well, the COVID certainly was tough. There was a lot of uncertainty. We didn't know what to expect. Through it all, we persevered. Things dipped a little, slowed down. We had some folks that were sick. We've got a good employee now that's suffering from the virus. But through it all, we've done okay. Business has returned and is as good as it's ever been, if not better. So from a business standpoint, things are well. We are having trouble retaining employees right now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's been tough, but we're working through that, and we're trying to reach out to the community and hire some of the best folks we can find. But yeah, so post-COVID is busy.
Yeah.
People are at home, they're building, people are working on their homes. We've seen a robust economy since people were sent home.
Was there anything that you did differently in 2020 or here in South Carolina? Because, you know, we talk about that. We've been in California, we've been in Indiana, we've been in a few different places across the country, and it's always interesting to find out how different parts of our country have persevered, and in many cases they've pivoted and they're doing something different than they were doing before. Have you been able to continue and maintain what you were doing before, or are there some things you're doing differently?
We have. Luckily, our customer base was highly residential homes, and I think when people returned home, they wanted to work on their homes. So we talked about commercial, you know, maybe taking a hit, and in that market, there's not a whole lot of work in the commercial end. But now for the residential builders, they're busy. Interest rates have continued to stay low, which has been good. We look forward to expanding our business in the coming years, and we just look forward to the economy holding strong and being, if it can just be what it is today for the next 6 or 8 years, we'll be okay.
Well, hopefully beyond, right? We want to continue to be. I talk to my wife all the time about how in our business it's a little bit of a feast and then it's a famine.
We
want to stay in the feast for a while. So
has been.
Let's keep walking through here and tell us a little bit about what you do here in the warehouse.
So I'll tell you, some of what we do is we think ahead. We try to buy ahead. Some of what you see here is Russian birch. This will be used in the manufacturing process. We'll make we saw the drawer boxes earlier that we're making. We'll make drawer boxes out of this. We've got another product, some game boards that we make for some folks. This is all just pre-purchased. The supply chain's tightened. We're having trouble finding some of the products that we use.
Well, I have to imagine that most of the industry, no matter if you're in South Carolina or in Kansas or Texas, then we're going to see similar supply chain issues. You mentioned something that's interesting that not everybody does, is making the drawer boxes from birch plywood.
All right.
So is that something, do you guys just do that for your own product, or is that something that you're doing and offering that for resale to other shops?
Yeah, that's an outsource item.
Okay.
So other folks would buy those items from us. It's all custom.
There you go.
Every box is custom.
If you want drawer boxes, and we saw some of them earlier in one of the other buildings that are put together with a CNC joint, they look really, really nice. And you can contact Roy's Wood Products to maybe we'll put the contact information for Roy's Wood Products in the video to give you some publicity.
Yep. All right. So continuing on, some of the plywood that we sell, Rock Shield. It's a Canadian manufactured product. They're a good company. We've sold their product for a year or more now. We sell Murphy plywood. I think probably around back. We've got MDF from Arauco that we use in our manufacturing process.
So you said, not to cut you off too much, but you said you sell Murphy plywood and you sell the Rock, what was it called?
Rock Shield.
Rock Shield. So you're selling that. So you're reselling the plywood?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just what you're using in your own production, but you're also reselling.
Yeah, so no, we don't use any 3/4 plywood in our production.
Okay.
We do use a 1/4 inch plywood for the doors.
Okay.
And that comes from those guys as well. But no, the 3/4 is just to buy and resell. So a cabinet guy, a cabinet maker can come in. There's some folks right over here now. They're coming in and they're getting different supplies that they need to build cabinets. And
Nice.
like we said earlier, just kind of a one-stop shop.
Nice. Nice. Very good. So what do we have going around the corner here?
Oh, probably more of the same. Here's one of our, I mentioned Murphy. They do a really good job for us. We use a 1/4-inch maple plywood that they sell. They make it specifically for us, to our specs. We use that in the door production. So
nice.
We also sell some yellow pine, heart pine flooring, ceiling board.
Tongue and groove there?
Yep.
Yeah.
Different items.
Okay.
And then if we walk around here, we'll see some of the finished product that's been manufactured in the mill, in the molding mill.
Okay.
So this was a customer's lumber. This is pretty interesting. This is river recovered cypress. That's not an item that we normally produce, but the customer, they brought that in and we milled it for them. We do a lot of different cypress, actually.
Is that something that that you do often? Is the customers just bring some material to be run for it?
Not often, but maybe once a month, once every couple months. Normally we procure all our own materials.
So you said that was recovered from the river?
Yeah, it's river recovered cypress.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not sure which river it was brought to us. But
And hopefully it wasn't wet when it got here.
no, it wasn't wet. They'd had it dried, cut and dried, so
That's good.
It's good to go.
Good.
We've got some small moldings that we produce. We got some handrails that we produce, S4S. But all of this is custom ordered, ready to ship.
Very good.
It's just more of the same. But yeah, that's basically all of this department.
Well, there you go. It looks like you guys are incredibly busy.
We have been busy.
Believe it or not, as busy as it looked in the manufacturing facility that we walked through earlier, that was only because we asked them to pause for a moment, so maybe you guys would be able to hear us as we walked through. But the place was just hopping before we asked them to pause. Here at Roy's Wood Products in South Carolina, they are busy. They are busy. So I know that that's one of the things that you guys are interested in, is to know what it's like in other parts of the country. Well, from what I can tell, Lugoff's hopping.
It's busy here, and we're glad of it. Certainly. So very thankful for it.
Very good. Well, I think that probably wraps up our tour. And Russell, we really do appreciate you taking some time and showing us what we do, or what you do here in Lugoff, showing the machines that we have in the other building, seeing all the inventory, learning a little more about what you have to offer the industry. What's your radius? Like, what do you serve from here in South Carolina?
So we got some really good customers down into South Florida, up into Virginia. The Greenville market in South Carolina is good. The Charleston market is extraordinarily good. Very busy. So
from Virginia to Florida.
Yeah, we cover the Southeast.
Yeah,
we reach out
very
far.
good. Very good.
Every now and again a little further, but not so often.
It's been a while. So if you need some of the stuff that you've seen today, make sure and reach out to the folks here at Roy's Wood Products. All right, I think that does it. We appreciate you watching. Look forward to, we'll see you again on site somewhere soon for another version of the TCA factory walkthrough.
Thanks for visiting.